Hey, hello. Oh, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. We've got rules. Please be over the age of 17 and please be kind to one another. Big ol' smiley face and go for it. Oh, hello, hello. Hello, Darylyn. Let's see. Hello, Debbie, Lewis, and Diane Tapia. And hang on one second while I'm moving my chat and I am making my window the right size. And I am actually going to put out that after one last drag for 2 hours. Put out that cigarette. Hello, everybody, and welcome to CLAldridgeArt. Hello, Heather. How are you, my dear? And hello, Kim. And how is everybody? And where and you know, are you in any affected zones where you were affected by anything this last week? Hello, hello, Robin. Hello, Edna. And oh my goodness, I am well. Yeah, I can't really talk about that. Let's put it this way. I had a very anxious week. How does that sound? Hello, you'd have to know about American politics, Heather. Hello, Risa. Hello, Tara. Hi, Tara. And my goodness. Hi, everybody. How are you? It's Sunday. How is everything where you are? And I'm here. Actually, I'm physically here. Whoops. Hang on. Let me turn that off. Ooh. Let's see. Where is my camera controls? There they are. Oh, hey, let's turn off that autofocus so it doesn't pulse like that. That would be nice. And I've been working. I've got a new drawing that I'm working on. This is some of it obviously is set in stone and some of it is not yet. So we'll see how that goes. I've got blue light. Hang on. I got to fix the blue light. There we go. That's better. Now it doesn't look dead. It's quiet. Just you there. Okay. And anyway, well, hello everybody. I saw that. I saw that Dee Dee was live as well. Not sure what's going on. Oh, you know what? It gives me a headache too, Heather, and it's so nice to get a little break from it. Obviously, understandably, a large segment of the American citizenry is up in arms, and the other one is up in arms, and we're all up in arms. There's a whole lot of anger going on, and I am not completely convinced that isn't what's bringing all this horrible weather and fires and we're attracting way too much negative energy over here. I know it's not funny, but it is sort of funny when you think about it, because otherwise all you could do is cry. So I thought we would do some really pretty coloring. Heather, surprisingly, it is kind of taking place at all kinds of levels. Whether or not it's mayors of cities or senators or governors of states or the, you know, the hopefully to get, or the possibility of getting a new president. You know, it's a little crazy. It's a little crazy out there. And people seem to literally, and I kid you not, literally be living in two separate universes where whatever the events in one are not occurring in the other, and whatever the events in the other are remain to be seen. So it's like, holy cow. It's time to color. It's really time to color. And I thought I would do that in my very first book, this was the book that sort of launched it all. It didn't really look like this when I first put it out. It was really ugly. I did a bad cover on it. And so I redid it at its 1-year anniversary and put this much prettier cover on it. You know, when you publish yourself, it's hard to know how to do everything. I could draw the pictures, but I really needed to learn how to, you know, to put everything together. Well, it'll end. It'll end soon. It'll end sometime. It'll end sometime. Anyway, so I thought we would do this. And then, of course, I want to remind everybody that 40 Fan Favorites does contain 5 of the drawings from my first 8 books. So if you are new to my art, this is a fantastic book to, you know, sort of give you a sampling of all of the stuff that's in the different books. So, and we've colored a lot from this book. So, or I've colored a lot. Markers, pencils, and INKTENSE, and stuff. You know, we were talking about stuff you can't bring back from the dead. And this is one of my, you cannot bring this back from the dead. It can't be fixed. So what it became is a try stuff out page. You know, we were trying the various color shadings of this kind of a side panel, and you know, what would the mix of INKTENSE and glitter paint look like, and you know, so it became that particular page. Anyway, and this, because I always got to show you, is the very first coloring page I ever did and released to the public. Right there. So, anyway. So I thought we would do this one, and I thought I'd do it in INKTENSE because, excuse me, because I used pastels last week. So I thought I'd get to go back to my INKTENSE. You see how that works? I use something new, then I use my INKTENSE as my reward. So anyway, did I say that I saw that Dee Dee was on live? I don't know why, but I think she's starting some new stuff over on her channel. So I watch her on Monday. I attend her live show on Mondays to get my week started creatively. And then if I miss Monday, I hit her up on Wednesday. Hi, Libby. How are you, my dear? And how is Jess doing? And long term, and all of that kind of good stuff. And I'm still blue lighting. Why am I blue lighting? I want to not blue light. I want it a little bit warmer. Right there. That's where I want it. Can I have that, please? Found out one of your favorites. The INKTENSE would last you a lifetime. Look, yeah, exactly. There's hardly a dent. You see, and you know how often I use these, right? Sorry for the glare. This is the only one that has ever been sharpened like 3 times, and that's because it's the golden yellow and I use it all the freaking time. Hello, Rochelle. Oh my goodness. And just hello everybody. Votes for mayor at all? Oh yeah, but you have council, don't you? Don't you guys vote for your councils, or like city council, or hello, Corolla. Oh my goodness. Hello to everybody popping in. And hello, Leah and Rochelle. And if I've missed anybody, please don't take it personally. Council leaders, yes. Okay. That's what I thought. Yeah. Because you guys have lots of little towns and villages and stuff like that, right? But I know that like London is a big city. Is it divided up into areas of representation in some way? It must be, because I know it's huge. I mean, as far as cities goes, it's like gigantic. And it's got tons of different, because I hear people say, yeah, I live in the such and such part of London. And I'm like, okay, well, how is that different? Because, here our cities are big, but I did say hello to you, Corolla, didn't I? I thought I did. I'm sorry. Hi, Corolla. How are you, my dear? And how are Gizmo and Baloo? And how are you enjoying your new toys? Corolla got herself some new coloring supplies this week, or this last week. And okay, so that said about the INKTENSE, we should probably pick something for our background, huh? Well, we can pick that later. All right. Let me get you down here, at least as far as that goes. And we'll start there and see how that goes. I think it's fairly decent focus, yeah. It looks like it is. And you're fine, okay. And I saw Anne's video just a couple days ago. She's doing these calm videos. It was different and not what I expected from Anne. So it took me a bit to work my way into it, but I kind of like the format. You guys have a color like that you would like these flowers to be? I'm always going to go for those pretty actually, you know what? We never get blue flowers. I want blue flowers. Actually, I want teal flowers is really what I want. I guess if there's some teal flowers with me, we'll go, let's see here. Let's go. Oh, I know what I want. Actually, I was just having this conversation with Shara last night, and that is that I have the INKTENSE travel pan sets. Now, for those of you who might not know, INKTENSE comes in a full set of 72, but I don't recommend that if you are new to INKTENSE. Go with a 12 set or go with a pan set like this, because it's the same stuff. It's just that this is ink suspended in a pencil and this is ink suspended in a block. But this is set number 1, Heather, and it has 8 new colors. There is a set number 2 that also has 1 new color, but the colors that this set has that the big set does not are, and hang on, I'll be able to tell you and show you, are here. They are the mango, the dark plum, which is a nice dark purple, the mid ultramarine, the bright blue, or not the bright blue, the racing green. So this is a really bold color, and this I made it, I had to really thin it down in order to get to see it green. Otherwise, it's so dark you can hardly see it. Hi, Shara. We're just talking about this. Kiwi and burnt yellow ochre and natural brown. So these are the 8 colors that are new to this set, or new to the whole set. And then there's 1 more in the second pan pastels, or pan INKTENSE pan set, travel pan set. So the color that I'm after is kiwi, which is why I opened this. Now, it's not that much different than the apple, but it is kind of different. Cult Pens sells a 24 set of the travel pans. Oh, very nice. Okay. So all of them together. Nice. You got them from a subscription box and you don't know how to use them. All right, now they're actually INKTENSE you got, right? Because these are slightly different than watercolors. And so they're obviously they're ink, but this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to show you guys how to use these. So you use them just exactly like taking it off the pencil, right? You use it directly. And I love that. I love the color intensity. All right, so the reason why I did that is because now I want to do and let me zoom you down just a little bit, or zoom you in. And I don't know if that's good or not. I like the way it sort of fades out there at the end. Now, you don't have to, but I should put a, because DERWENT INKTENSE won't bleed through. But I don't like to take that as an absolute given. So I do put a bit of a sheet behind it just in case. And, okay. All right, so there is, whoops, there's that. And then this is the teal green, which is a little bit blue. And so I'm just using the weight of the pencil to sort of lay in a little color there. And make that pretty. Our flowers don't have to be realistic colors, right? And hang on. Oh, come here. Excuse me. You'd never know that an hour and a half ago I was sound asleep, would you? I was up with Shara. Is that what it is? Turquoise is also in the second set. I was up with Shara late. We were solving the problems of the world again, which is nothing unusual. My fellow night owl. Yeah, I always forget that I have this pan set, and it's so beautiful. I mean, it really is. So Heather, you did not know about these? I'm delighted that I actually get to be the one to tell you. So, was anybody in any of the hurricane zones or anything like that? And I mean, I know that the damage was terrible. So when it comes to coloring, one of the things I like to encourage you to do, and by the way, this does come with a little water brush and a little sponge, and of course, some mixing trays, because you can mix up the colors. Oh, yeah. And so you can buy okay. It veered away from Florida. Oh, good. I know it hit Cameron County, Louisiana. Was it Louisiana? Hard, but not as bad as it could have been, is what I'm hearing. But man, I watched some of those Weather Channel graphics where it was showing what a 20-foot storm surge would look like at a particular location. Yeah, let's put it this way. I would not have wanted to have been there or anywhere near there. Yeah, I like this. Normally I would not try and blend that close to the wet with a dry pencil. But I think I can probably pull that out of there. Now, of course, Inktense, one of the things that makes it so interesting is that it won't move once it's down. So that makes it different than watercolors, because watercolors you can lift off, but Inktense you cannot. So before you put the water on it, you want to make sure that, you know, that, and in the case of doing it off the block like this, um, you are, your choice is permanent. The decision is made the minute you touch the brush to the paper. There's no going back. But you can change the color. But before you try and change it to, say, something darker or lighter, well, you can't do lighter, but, well, you can, but I'd have to explain to you about the white and how to use the white and all of that. Actually, you know what? Wait a minute. This teal is in here, I think. There it is, right there. The teal is in here. Okay, there's the kiwi. That's the teal. So why am I pulling it from the thing? Oh, look. And it gives you a much, see, but it doesn't spread like, that's why I'm doing it. Because I didn't realize how to use it. Okay. Alrighty. So if I do dark on this side, and light on this side. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay. See, they're both in here. That is so cool. There are, obviously the other colors in the sets are also in this, but this also is a really handy way if you are unfamiliar with Inktense to give them a try. But I think it's a little, not misinforming, but underinforming, because I think you can do a lot more with the pencils. I love, y'all have seen me. I absolutely love to be able to blend my pencils right on my paper before I put the water, and I can get some really very, very cool effects. Rochelle, I have not tried them on t-shirts or anything like that. And yes, they do remind those kiwi fruit. Yes, exactly. Oh, by the way, have you ever tried a lemon kiwi? I had not ever heard of such a thing. And a lemon kiwi was among the produce that Jamie brought over that night. In case, if you guys follow me on Facebook, you might know what I'm talking about. But I have a neighbor down the street who has a friend who works for Amazon Grocery, and they had a bunch of organic produce that they were not able to donate because it was after a certain date you're not allowed to donate it. So he brought me a whole box of it, and I cut it up and put it in the freezer. And no, actually, you know what? I am going to go for this one, but because I got that wet so far down, and because I had wet it first, it spreads a little bit easier, or it blends a little bit easier. So you can do that too. In order to blend colors into each other. you can choose to wet an area as you're bringing it around. So I'll demonstrate that one more time. Now, I am not an expert at using INKTENSE. I am an experimenter at using INKTENSE. So you see what I mean? I'm pulling it around so that it's really light on this side. And now I'm going to touch. Now keep in mind, guys, that I am doing this on Amazon paper. So I don't ever want to hear anybody say they cannot use a water medium on their, their Jade Summers or their, any one of us that chooses to publish with Amazon. Yes, you can. Yes, lemon kiwi. Yum. It's yellow as opposed to, it looks the same on the outside, but the fruit inside is yellow and it's so sweet. Oh my goodness, it is just so sweet. Braver with mixing pencil and the INKTENSE together. Good. I'm glad to hear that, Rochelle. It's just a matter of experimentation, guys. And, and like I said, before you work in your, before you work in your expensive book, practice. Make a copy, practice. Put it on cardstock or just on a sheet of, this is 60-pound bright white paper is what Amazon, the KDP books are printed on. This one was printed back in the days when it was just Amazon CreateSpace. Because like I said, it's my first book and it's been around the office here for a while. Yeah. See, I like that. And then the bottom, okay. Go with this one. And I know I'm making these all the same, and I probably shouldn't. But that's okay. I'll get by with it. And then I'm going to do the under ones with the dark and then just the very edges, the edges of the tips, the light green. I like this kiwi color though. It's I think it's different than the apple green. Much more fiesta-like. And the teal. So, how are all of you with school-age kids doing with back to school or, preparing for back to school? You like no rules. Exactly, Risa. That's, there are no rules in coloring. There are no rules in coloring. There are better practices, but there are no rules. And that is something that I truly enjoy. Okay, so now I'm going to do this with the pencil. And I'll show you what I mean about blending on the page. So see how I do that. And then I'm going to come in here with a second layer and put it a little bit darker underneath. Now, it probably won't stay that way, but we'll try it. Oftentimes you end up having to do a second coat. Now, I'm also going to switch over because the color difference I don't think is that great between the apple and the kiwi, but the apple is slightly darker. So if I do that, I'm going to start out here with the lighter, and I'm going to blend it back because I want the back of this leaf or petal to keep the dark. So if I blend it the other way, you know, this way toward the tip, like I did all of these, unfortunately, I'll end up dragging the dark out to the light. And so if I do it this way, it's a little bit different. Then if I decide I don't have enough dark, I can blend some of it back, or at least try. Because Inktense, as long as you activate all of it, it won't move again. But if you don't activate all the little ink particles, then you can drag some more of it out. So, so it's just getting used to using your tools and knowing how they behave. And that is true of any medium that you use, by the way. It doesn't matter if it's pencils or if it's watercolors or if it's markers or what. Getting to know how your tools act is really the key to then being able to use them to best effect. So, if you decide that you want to create a certain effect, an ethereal effect, a mistiness, something along those lines, they are so very close that it's really not, I mean, it's sort of negligible how different they are. Let's actually test that. Well, let me find a piece of white. There's a piece of white. Okay. All right. So this is the apple, right? To be fair, I'm going to use a fairly heavy layer. Okay, so this is the apple. And this is the kiwi. Derwent, did you fool us? Did you fool us into thinking you were giving us a different color? When really all you did was give us apple again? All right, now, hang on a second because I want to try something here. I want to try blending this down. Okay. Yeah, it kind of looks like they did. Oh, well, take that back. Excuse me, kiwi and apple are the same color. Well, that's good. They just decided to call it kiwi. Somebody probably said, that's not apple, that's kiwi. And they said, you're right. They don't, no, they're not any different at all. They'd be exactly the same. That is too funny. We should write to Derwent and say, hey guys, what the hey? That's pretty funny. Good eye. They do, I mean, you can sort of tell they do look exactly the same. Derwent, I tried to stand up for you, but darn it, a fact is a fact. After all, sorry, I can't resist, unless it's an alternative fact. Sorry. Okay, stop, Christine. All right. I knew you'd get that one, Shara. Okay. Christine, behave yourself. So the bee saga. Oh my goodness! If you watched my video that had the bee saga, if you follow my videos, and if you didn't, well, you'll just learn about it now. They died. The bees died. They are all dead. 24 hours. They died. It was so sad. Mrs. Hart cried. But I watched a couple of homesteading channels. Yeah, the bees died. Ants got them. That particular hive just was not meant to be, I guess. The other hive is doing fine, but that hive, unfortunately, it's dead. Every last bee, and the queen. Less than 24 hours. But this week, because she needed to do something proactive, both Lead Farmer and Homestead Heart. Lead Farmer went out looking for, because you can't lay your hands on a pressure canner to save your life anywhere, and yet they seem to be out there. You can't find one online, but there are some in stores if you can get there on the day they arrive. So amongst the homestead circle, this is food preservation time, of course, as the harvest is coming in of all of these veggies. So if you don't have your pressure canners, or if you don't have enough cans right now, you are out of luck, or enough jars. You are pretty much out of luck unless you can find some. So like I said, one of them lives in Georgia, the other one lives in South Carolina, and so they both channels went out to their local stores in many, they kind of traveled hundreds of miles basically out of their way. And every time they would find some, they would pop online live. People were sending them the money so that they could buy the pressure canners or the cans or, the jars and the lids and all of that there. And then they volunteered to, as long as you paid the shipping, they volunteered to do the labor of packing it and sending it to you, which I thought was about the kindest thing that I've heard in a long time. Because, there are areas where you cannot get certain things, and it's nice when there are, and we do it all the time in the coloring world, when you can't get, a certain supply or whatever, and somebody here can get it, or somebody there can get it, that kind of thing. Yeah, this particular situation with the bees, if you didn't follow the story, um, I can make it really short. Uh, the heart. Yeah. Wow, sorry about that. Okay, the hearts are new beekeepers. They installed 2 brand new hives. One of them got attacked by bald-headed wasps. And the hive swarmed away because of the attack. She was able to capture them again, which, that was all sort of high drama. But unfortunately, when she put them back in the hive, and put some of their sorry about that. That needed to come out. Okay. And put some of their panels back in. She didn't realize that they were packed with ants. And so the ants unfortunately killed the bees. Not because ants can particularly kill bees, but because unfortunately enough ants can kill bees. And no, I'm actually okay. Sure. Sorry about that. I just had when at this time of year, there's lots of rain, of course, and lots of humidity. And so I have a sensitivity to mold. And I mean, that's an excuse. I also smoke, I know. But at any rate, it causes excess mucus in my lungs. And so every once in a while, I got to get it out. And that's what happened. So I apologize. I can usually work around it, but every once in a while, it just gets caught. And I just have to cough like a crazy person. Um, so it was, I mean, it was just so sad because, um, you know, she loves her bees, and the whole fan base of this particular channel was cheering when, you know, here she is, a brand new beekeeper, and, you know, suddenly she's facing all of these horrible setbacks that, you know, oftentimes are learning experiences, but that other beekeepers face much further along in their beekeeping careers, you know. Uh, and she's getting them all at once as a newbie, which, you know, is actually going to do one of two things. It's either going to, you know, make her not want to keep bees, or it's going to make her an expert. And I suspect it's going to make her an expert. And she's got this huge heart anyway. So, you know, it's probably going to make her one of the better beekeepers in the country, as she faces down all of these particular issues that we don't realize that our bees suffer. You know, like, who would suspect that your beehive would get attacked by wasps? And, you know, and so she learned about, you know, about restricting the opening and making it so that, because what happened is that the opening to the hive was, she had opened it to all three of the little round circles being open, and you only want one of those circles open at any given time of the year, uh, because otherwise the wasps can get in faster than the bees can defend. So, you know, if you narrow it down to just the one little hole, the bees don't have any problem at all attacking the wasps as they come in the door. You know, one at a time, all those thousands of bees just pick them off. But if you, you know, let 10 wasps at a time in, they're, you know, not only are they 3 times the size of the bees, but they're mean sons of guns. So, okay. Yay. There's that. And I think we'll do some maybe yellow, maybe a nice yellow with perhaps, let's go with a nice neon yellow for these. And notice I'm not being particularly fussy. All right, so I'm just sort of putting in color. There and there. Oh, I am going to have to stop and blow my nose, though. Otherwise, I'm going to have to talk like this, and you don't really want me to talk like this, do you? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Just an attack, and it's much better now. I can actually breathe. So, usually, I wake up a little bit earlier, and so something like that has already been dealt with. So, my apologies, everybody. Okay, this is my favorite golden yellow, and I think that what I may do is this. I think what I may do is I'm going to go ahead and do the, and that is one of mine. Okay, let me put a quick mute and be right back on, and I will be right back. Ah, okay. Now I can actually breathe. Ooh, yay. All right, so now let's try, actually I'm going to try the sienna gold. See if the sienna gold, how does that look? Just out at the ends. Nah, not really. Not feeling that. Okay, try the, what is this one? It's the golden yellow. Let's try the golden yellow. The golden yellow might be better. That's better. Yes, that's what I want right there. So I want it to be just a little bit more, not quite so orange, you know what I mean? Darker, but not, and I also, you know, not being too fussy about getting it exactly in the right spots. It's, you know, in nature, it wouldn't be, it's more a hint of color just to give an idea that there might be a little depth or variation in the different things. Now, I would be remiss in not mentioning that I have become aware that Color Me Jen recently passed away. I did not know her at all. For those of you who did, I'm so sorry for your loss. And I've certainly seen her around. And of course, it put me in mind of when we suddenly lost Katrine, who was only 23. And I know how that affected me. So for those of you who knew this young lady, my heart goes out to you. I don't know that it's instinctive as so much, Shara, as it is just the fact that I love flowers. and so maybe it shows. I don't know. Okay, so now let's try a little bit. Now, see, that's that Sienna Gold again. I don't think I want that. Let's try the Sun Yellow. Try the Sun Yellow in these areas here. I could go red or something like that, but at this point in time, I think that would be gilding the lily, which is a phrase my stepmother used to give. As far as a color palette, I'm guilty. I tend to go with the same types of color palettes. You'll see them all throughout my work. It's always the fuchsia orange, purple. You know, basically it's what I call the printer color palette. It's all based on magenta, yellow, and cayenne, or cyan, depending upon what side of the earth you're from. Now, on this, I'm going to use the kiwi just because I want these to be sort of representative of, and then I want the teal if your brush gets too dry, just squeeze it onto your paper towel and roll it around a little to take off some of the extra there we go. Just like that. Okay, so there's that one. Now I can go with a, yours is iris blue, cad yellow, and Shiraz, yes. And then the ochres and the browns, greens and browns, yes. Exactly, Heather. There are go-to color palettes that we know they work. They work on just about everything. And Risa, are you? If that is addressed to me, yes, you most assuredly can. There is a link right in the the picture, the header up on my channel. There's over there on the whatever side that is, and there here's the channel banner. There's a bunch of little links over there, and then otherwise there's also a link in the description to CLAldridgeArt. There's also, oh, I did want to say, for those of you who have joined my coloring group or have attempted to join my coloring group, you do have to answer the questions. Otherwise, my admins have a tendency to bounce the request. They just delete it. Oh, thank you, Shara. All right, now this one is going to be blues and blues. We're going to use, now this color I know, supposedly, although it may yet be, that it is in the set. This, I believe, is the mid ultramarine. So let's try it. Ooh, it's a little heavy on the pigment. So I wiped out some of it. Whoops. We'll just pretend I did that more neatly, yeah? Now what color for this one? Oh, I know. How about some golden yellow? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. I like the colors, but I don't like it with that. So we don't have to use it. We could change it up and maybe make it, maybe we could pull the green in again. Let's try pulling in the kiwi. Better. Better? Oh, better a little bit. Oh, it doesn't look better from your angle, but it looks much better from mine. Yeah, that was a fail. We failed on that one. Let's try it again. So we'll try it with here. Everything doesn't always work as far as color dries. So let's see. Let's try it without muddying it up with the yellow. This is the apple. You know, I like my two tones. See, and this sort of ties it in with the one above, but lets it be different. Yeah, that's better. Can you guys see that? That's awfully dark. That is awfully dark. Well, hello, Nick and Tina. Welcome, welcome. How are you? And hello to anybody who has come in since I started, or who, and goodbye to anybody who went out. All right, so, all right, now I was using this one. I want to do this. Let's see how this will look. Yeah, see, this isn't going to work as well because it is, I think this is a blend that's going to have to be done in pencil. I just don't think I'm going to be able to do it. See, and when because what happens is that when I pull the green in over it, it muddies it up. So I'm going to have to wait for that to dry to fix it. But that's good to know. It's good to know. And notice, see how I was able to pull that off of there? That's because it's still wet. That's good to know that the green over the blue like that is going to turn to mud. So so now I've learned that lesson. Don't do that. In that case, then, what I want to do is I want to see if the same thing is true of the mid aquamarine. Now, Cheryl, you may know this. You know, since we discovered that kiwi and apple are pretty much the same color. I think that mid aquamarine, though, sort of stands on its own, unless it's just a lightened up version of iron blue. Or a lightened up version of, I think I'm going to switch to the iron blue and see how that looks. Because I want this to be pencils. I don't have the control that I want with the color, with the pen. So let me try this with the iron blue. And it could be that this is not going to be it either, you know. But this is why we do these things, because we are learning about all the different ways that stuff works together. So never shy away from doing that with your coloring tools, because everything is a learning experience. It either works or it doesn't work. And whatever it is, it's a learning experience. So yeah, this is a little bit dark. So definitely not mid aquamarine-esque. But much better blending. Okay, so we know that the green over the blue turns to mud. Let's try laying down the green first. Okay, and then using the green or the aquamarine over here. Because I really like this aquamarine color. Okay, so that's going to work. So you see what I mean? Sometimes you just have to experiment with different ways and different methods. So if you lay the green down first, I'm going to try it again over here. Put my green down first. And then come at it with my aquamarine. Dabbing the excess aquamarine off so that I can get it closer to dabbing it off again, and then working the green, but not bringing it all the way back like I did. And yeah, see, that gives a much nicer result. That's a much nicer result. So yeah, so that'll work. And then I think that I can take the some more of this aquamarine, and even though this is a little bit wet, I might not be able to hide it. You know how bad it was. Just trying to clean up that one little area. But I can go a long way toward, toward at least making it not quite so glaring a problem. Okay. Okay, so let's do that. Continuing on. I like that color. I like the color, you know, I like the way that that blue and green goes with the teal and green. Does anybody have any thoughts on that? And hopefully everybody can see, and I'm zoomed in far enough, and I'm in decent focus, and all of that kind of good stuff. Kind of hoping the camera is picking up the light. I'll do 2 of these at once. I'm liking that. Okay. That. Okay. I like this. I like this aquamarine color. Oops. Leave it to me to start in the middle, right? See how it just naturally gets lighter as you're working it out? This is not a really comfortable painting direction. So just dabbing up and then coming back in so that you've got it much more clean for that, you know, for that blend, and it doesn't muddy it up. So that's nice. Okay. Oh, I am not. Trust me, I am not. I am absolutely not. I can wing it, but there's no. I heard something about the other day. You never ever need to worry about perfection because you are never gonna get there. The only, and that is actually so true. There is just never gonna. There's never a time when it's gonna be perfect because we can't achieve perfection, guys. Depending upon your belief system, there's only one thing that can do that. And I know it is not in my possession. Even the kiwi, just compared all the new colors, and they are different, even the kiwi. Okay, well, it looked the same as the apple to me. Although, maybe now that it's dry, they look different. Okay, these are the apple. This is the apple sort of solid, and this is it, because I hadn't brought it out. I don't know, man. It's looking like pretty close to me. They are a little bit different, but not a huge amount. Not enough to where I feel like I need to rush out and buy it, They do? Really? Oh, that's cool. I don't dare go into a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby or anything like that. Not only is it sheer torture, because, at least until I can start collecting Social Security, pretty much every dime is accounted for as far as lights and, you know, lights and power and water and stuff like that. But hopefully, if it's still there, that'll happen next year. Lately, I'm starting to wonder if that's a big if. Shut up, Christine. Hopefully, though, there'll still be Strathmore paper going on sale by the time I can afford spare money. And I somehow feel pretty confident that will be the case. What is it that they say? Good things come to he who waits. Yeah, I like that. I like the way that those colors work together. I really do. With the one above it. It's good when a color palette comes together. You know what? So, how many people buy PDF books as opposed to print books? I mean, if you've got your choice between the PDF, print your own on your own paper, you know, they do here too, Heather, but fortunately I am of an age to where they can't change it on me. It's I think that my official full age one did get changed to 67, but I can still collect partial at 62. And that's what I want, because we've shown in studies that if you start collecting it at 62, even though you're collecting less per month, if you live long enough, you will get more back out of what you paid into the system. So, and you know, I paid into that system for 40 something years. So, as a matter of fact, I just paid into it on July 14th. Because that's the other thing that you cannot do, even if you are self employed. You cannot escape taxes. Self employment taxes. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. See, now I do too. If they're available, um, I buy PDFs. If not, then the papers. I was just curious because um, because I was just thinking about doing a book giveaway of a PDF of this particular book for anybody who doesn't happen to have the original Flowers and Dreams, or we'll make it interesting. You can either have the original Flowers and Dreams or 40 fan favorites, which is the the sampler book of all 8. So would you guys like it if I did a a giveaway of a book, of a PDF book? Would I have any takers in this group, or do y'all already have all my books? Oh, I've got a Barb's Happy Place. Yes, please. Heather, yes, please. Oh, okay. I've got at least 2. All right. Daryl Lynn, do you have it? Wait. Just brought me. Oh. Oh, no, really? Send it over here. Not only am I hungry, but tacos are one of my favorite things. Um, especially shredded beef tacos. Oh my goodness. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Um, yeah, I haven't done a book giveaway in a long time. It occurred to me. And I might as well make it interesting. I just give you a pick of which ones you want, of which one you want. Because basically, if you have one or another, but not all of them, or if you like mandalas, because I've also got the mandalas book that you can print out, but it's got to be PDF because when I do a PDF giveaway, I don't have to pay shipping anywhere or printing of the book or anything like that. So anyway, hang on just a second and let me get my act together. We do it just like all the other contests that we ever do, and that would be by random generating of a number. The number would be between 1 and 100. You would not enter any numbers until you see me, physically see on the screen, me, CLAldridgeArt, type the words go, go, go. Otherwise, no numbers go in. Anything that does go in ahead of time is disqualified. And then, of course, you stop entering numbers when you see the words on the screen that I've typed in that say stop, stop, stop. And then my moderators, lovely souls that they are, if they're not stuffing their faces with taco, are allowed to participate, by the way. They are allowed to participate. Will tell me who the winners are, who the winner is. So, hang on once. Okay. So what time is it? 3:35. Gotcha. Let's see. There's 23 people here. Let me finish this last one here. Apparently, I didn't finish the one before it. Oops. Okay. Turning brush. Dabbing off. Then going into. See, even once I've worked it out, I still have to talk my way through it. And I do that regardless of whether or not you guys are here or not. I actually sit here and yak at myself most of the day. Say, okay, now, this is what we're going to do next. Don't forget that at 2 o'clock you need to do this, and at 4 o'clock you need to do that. But for right now, let's draw this. Okay, what do you want to do next? Okay. Yeah, I'm liking that. I am liking that a lot. Okay, so we are, okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to do a giveaway for a PDF. So print your own. I'll send it to you via Dropbox. or via email, which will automatically go to either Dropbox or to probably Google Drive, because since most of us have Google. Um, I found that Google Drive is a good alternative. So if you have a preference of Dropbox or Google, you can do that. You can tell me what that is when you email me. So it'll either be the PDF version of Flowers and Dreams, or 40 Fan Favorites, or alternatively, any of the books that I currently have out that you may or may not have, or that you may want to fill in a collection. And yes, I do talk to Coriander quite often. And she actually talks back. Although I confess I don't always like what she has to say. She's usually saying, "Beat me," which of course I do quite often, several times a day. And but it's what she wants is whatever it is that I'm eating. So anyway, everybody clear on the rules? Do we have any questions at all on that? Wait a second. What I need to do, there we go. What I need to do is hang on. I'm trying to find random.org on El Phono. Oh, look, there it is. Random.org. Okay, so we've got random.org. Any questions? Are we ready? Can I get a ready? Can I get a ready? Can I get a ready? I'm getting lots of readies. Or at least 3 readies. Okay, well, there's the readies. So go, go, go. Enter your number if you would like to win a PDF copy of any one of my books. But specifically, this one or this one, if those are the ones you want. Or anything else that you might want that you don't have. I talked to a lady the other day who said, "Oh, I didn't enter the contest because I already had, all but 2 of your books." And I'm like, "Well, why didn't you speak up? Because I could have, substituted one of the 2 that you don't have. They're all available by a PDF in my Etsy shop." I think I need to do one of those disclaimers like Mrs. Coffee does. You may hear me vaping in the background, but I know if you have an opinion on that, please keep it to yourself, kind of thing. No. No, Christine, you did not just light that cigarette. Shame on you. Okay, I won't tell you that I did. But I just as quickly put it out. Okay, and we're going to count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1.5. No, 1.5. That's going the other way, isn't it? Okay. So we don't have very many takers. I think I got this covered. I guess I don't know how to feel about that. Okay. Let's pull this baby up. Well, wait. Done. Okay. And hit generate. Okay, so the number is 40. The person who got closest to 40 without going over is Heather. I do believe everybody else is over or further under than Heather. So I'm getting Heather. Oh, Risa, you didn't make it. No, and you're over, by the way. You had to quit. Wait. Oh, yeah, well, I should probably. So congratulations, Heather, and please email me and I will send you whatever book you want, honey. And thank you so very, very much um, for always being here. And you're wonderful. And are at gmail.com. Jeez Louise, Christine. Um, and yeah, and so we'll continue. I was getting a weird shadow effect. You're buffering too? I'm okay here. Is everybody buffering or just a couple? You're back, refreshed. Okay, good. Yeah, I've noticed that YouTube is just behaving very strangely over the last few days. I don't know if they have managed to get back to work or not. Oh, much better, Christine. As far as in office, although I can't imagine, I don't who I was. I don't remember who I was talking to now, but we were talking about one of the really good things that has come out of this whole pandemic. No. And the reason why, Daryl Lynn, is because there really isn't any. I just use a piece of, it's just a piece of cardstock, and it's more of a just in case kind of thing. But, oh, Risa, okay, have a marvelous week, and thank you very, very much for coming. Uh, it just, I mean, it shadows the page, but it really on this, but on most paper, in a more expensive coloring book than the ones that I produce, it doesn't even shadow it, or cause it to buckle or anything like that. And this doesn't really buckle. It's more just it sort of wrinkles the back of the paper, but it's nothing that you can't iron out. So I know that folks, paper makes a huge difference to pencils, not so much to Inktense. And like I said, I use and have used watercolors in all kinds. I mean, whether it's regular uh, dye-based watercolors or pigment watercolors, ink watercolors like these, water mediums. I use them all the time in the Create Space and Amazon books. Obviously, Jade Summer is Amazon. Uh, Never had a problem. I've just never had a problem. No peeling. Yeah, you can just iron it out with an iron. What we used to do before there was permanent press. What you still have to do with your linens, linen tablecloths, and such like that. Although I don't know that anybody has linen tablecloths anymore, do they? I have a couple, but I don't think I've put them on the table in years. As a matter of fact, I know I haven't. And this is slightly more complicated. I have to remember that. I have to do the dark, keep it in there, brush it out quickly. The one thing you do want to do is you don't want to leave a leading edge in Inktense wet for any length of time. So you do want to work fairly quickly if you're trying to blend a leading edge like that. All right. Because the dye or the ink settles into the paper and it can't be moved. But that is one of the, I mean, that's the beauty of Inktense though, and why it layers so wonderfully is because it doesn't move when it's re-wet, unlike watercolors that really do. And so you're not in danger of losing the intensity of the color underneath when you're layering on top of it. Not a tablecloth user. You know, so many of us now, I mean, we don't use the china, we don't use the crystal, we don't use the linens, we don't, we do, except maybe what? On holidays. My mother had this absolutely gorgeous set of china that got used 2 days a year. Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's it. And I was always like, well, that just seems like such a waste. Really just seems like a waste to me. Just going to color that green just to get it out of there. It's just a little space. I don't know what it is. This, I'm just going to color because, see, this is where the petals that are hiding underneath stuff are. So I'm just going to color those blue. And, oops, sorry. Now, my sister, I was thinking the other day, my father's first daughter, there we go. I'll call her that. She was never my sister. That's another story. Taught me, though, that, that those pretty things are to use. You should use those. And she is a antique dealer. Or has antique stores. Where she basically sells beautiful home furnishings and 17th and 18th century artworks, prints, and stuff like that. Botanicals, all sorts of beautiful. They really are gorgeous. But she says, those pretty things are to use. So if you've got that beautiful china, use it. The problem that we have these days is you can't put it in a dishwasher. And everybody wants to be able to have something they can just throw in the dishwasher or the microwave or whatever. And you cannot do that with something that's got, 14 karat gold leaf on it, or, you know, something that's delicate porcelain, and or, you know, or your good crystal, that kind of thing. And so many people are just, you know, their parents or whatever are passing away, their grandparents, and one of two things happens to it. It either ends up in a box in an attic, or it ends up at a estate sale or a garage sale, or, you know, donated to the Goodwill. So which is sort of too bad, but I kind of get it, because like everything else, times change. You know, desires of what we, you know, what we need to you know, to do our daily lives changes. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there is that, and then I can use the same unifying yellow in there, Archie and Sparky. Archie and Sparky. So it's all down to using a little amount of water. INKTENSE, yes, exactly. Exactly. I was thinking that, Heather, as I was filling up this water brush, you know, today. It literally takes 1 second to fill in as much water as it needs, and that's, you know, just with a dribble coming out of the thing, because it uses so little water. When you think, I was thinking about it, you know, it's hardly enough that it would be a spill on your desk, is how much water it uses to do an entire 2 pictures. So yeah, metal in a microwave, exactly. If you've ever done it, you only did it once. Uh, or I could choose a different color. I could choose a light pink, maybe. Nope, I think I'm going to go with the golden yellow. I think I'm going to go with the golden yellow. I'm going to go with the darker here. Here I went with like a lemon yellow or a sherbet yellow. But here I'm going to go with the, yeah, here I'm going to go with the golden yellow. Could be I'm making a mistake, but we'll know when we get done whether or not we made a mistake or not. So I just love to play with colors and see what they will do together. And, you know, I'm trying to keep color cohesion by limiting colors and pulling them in from the other parts without making everything the same. I saw an absolutely gorgeous, once again, a gorgeous piece that was done by a guy, and it was a pencil challenge. And it was, he couldn't have chosen maybe 2 pencils. That was it. A light and a dark of the same blue family. And he got so many variations out of that. It was just incredible. All having to do with the amount of pigment that he put down on the page, the weight of his pencil strokes, the solidness of what he was coloring. It was just incredible how much variation he was able to get. Enough to color an entirely gorgeous, complicated coloring page in a way that made you go, oh my, that is really gorgeous. So, and my friend Elizabeth can do that as well. She can do a single color coloring page with just one pencil, just a single color, and get so much depth and variation by using the pencil weight and the white space on the page. It's just amazing. It's really a skill worth learning, I think. Okay, Shara, thank you so very, very much for being here and for helping out with the contest and everything else. And well, she's also got me, and we got no trouble. You guys all promise to behave yourselves now. Okay, so I'm going to use the same thing in here. And then I can use a darker color, like I did here, on the outer edges. And yes, that's exactly orange is what I had in mind, Heather. Okay. And let's see here. Do we want that mango, or I think I want I don't think a CAD is right. No, I want a tangerine. Yeah, I want a tangerine. I don't want a CAD. I want a tangerine. Tangerine is better. And I'm going to do this off the brush. So I sort of cleaned off my brush to make sure it's free of any residue of the blues or any other color. Now I am going to put it on there, and then I'm dabbing it off over here, right? Because I don't want it full. I don't want it full strength, so I'm just touch and go. And you can see just that little tiny touch really picks up a lot of pigment. So I'm just sort of skating it across the very tips of these flowers, just like I did up there with this gold over the sherbet yellow. So same effect, just slightly darker execution. Do we know? I didn't know if anybody knew if Jo Beth is going to make it on. Sure, have not talked to her. I hope she's doing well. And I haven't seen her. So, and right now I've got my my notifications are turned off so that they're not coming up So if you guys know that Joe Beth Sexton over at the Colorful Cauldron, I think is what it's called, is on, let me know, because I don't want to. I've been trying to fill in her time while she's been not feeling well, but I don't want to take her time. You know what I mean? Not what I'm about. Not about taking the time. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That muddy area, those muddy, those really muddy areas are, they're going to be there. There's nothing I can do about it, but, but at least they're a little less noticeable anyway. All right, so now to not screw up the third side, or the third flower. So we did the green and the blue. Now, if I go pink, then it's going to stand out like a sore thumb. Okay. Well, if anybody here is a member of her channel and you get a notification pop up, please let me know. Because I am 5 minutes into her time. And like I say, I don't want her to not come back because I'm taking up her time, And I don't want to hold anybody here if she's there. Or, or anybody to think I'm trying to hold them here if she's there. I don't know. Last year, we had this whole everybody stealing everybody else's time kind of BS. She's not on right now. Okay, thank you, Corolla. I knew I could count on you, honey. Because I know you're a member of both places, or a watcher both places. Okay, I do want to. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and once again do these in green, and then I'm gonna do this in just the lightest of blues. Actually, you know what? I don't know that I will be able to stay today too long anyway, because unfortunately, I did wake up late, which means I did not get a chance to eat anything. So my stomach is starting to make noises like it's like it's going, I'm going to do something embarrassing. Orange. I could do orange. Before I do orange, what we need to do is we need to find out how orange. Oh, let's see. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yellow and green. I went quiet on you. My little brain is working. Oh, by Jove, I do believe that's it. Okay, so, see, it worked. Not on, okay. Okay, so, yeah, all right. So let's do this. Only I went the wrong direction, didn't I? That's okay. The golden color, it's, you know, certainly one of my absolute favorite colors in flowers. So I'm trying to think of what some of the takeaways are from today, and they are, you know, some color palettes that work really well together. Orange, blue, teal, or you know, golden, blues, teals, the kiwi green. Hopefully some ways to use pan and pencil products together. You know, always keeping in mind that you want to start with your light and then, you know, blend. You have to, you know, be sure to blend, not blend over a dark with your light, because you can create mud. But definitely put your light down first. Let's see what else. I like that color. That is a pretty combo, isn't it? Ooh, I like it. It's see, to me that's like cantaloupe. That's like cantaloupe melon. And I love that color. Although I'm pretty well convinced that yeah. Although that's slightly different. Well, let's see. Let's see. Let us see something here. I use, that's the mango. I can always change that if I decide to. But let's put it in there and let it dry and see how it looks next to that. It looks pretty much the same, you know, what they're calling mango, as this golden yellow. So I'm thinking that, you know, that it's, I'm not firmly convinced that those pan sets have entirely different colors in them. I think they have different names. There are a couple of the colors that are different, like the racing green. I think that is a fill-in. The natural brown is another one, although I don't know. I'd have to actually plot them out, or you know, I think that Shara just said she did that, and that they are in fact different colors. So yeah, I like this color combo. I very much like this color combo. It's very light, summery, festive. As we're gonna get ready here to say goodbye to summer, and then of course our folks in the other side of the world are just getting ready to say hello to summer. coming out of winter into their, fall, or I guess their spring time of year. Their spring is our fall in Australia, or in the northern hemisphere, I guess, which includes the UK and the European bloc and all of that. The European Union. So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. All right. In that case, then, everybody, I think that I am going to have to bow here at this particular moment in time to needing to eat more than I need to stay. How much pigment there is in it? Yeah. Apple, a little less pigment than kiwi, but the same pigment code, maybe. That is entirely within the realm of possible, Heather. They do seem pretty, fairly close to me, and I think that with a couple of coats, you might be able to tell a difference. I think it's probably harder to tell with just a single coat, but on the other hand, one of the things I love about Inktense is its transparency or its translucence. So, anyway, but okay, so there's some new color palettes to give a try to. Go for it, everybody. Thank you very, very much to everybody for joining me today. Thank you, of course, to my moderators who do just a wonderful job. Thank you to all of the people who drop in during this stream and the ones who watch after. And once again, thank you, as always, for supporting your independent artists, whether they be me or whoever they are. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Till we meet again. From Coriander and myself, please color something pretty. And bye, everybody. Thank you.